TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Talk Show Kings, TV 1061 in Douglasville. My name is Sean Keys, and I'm your host and serving today as moderator. Flanked to my right,
I'm your boy Doc. How you doing, family?
And the new king on the block.
This your boy Country Five right here.
All right. We got two of our guys out right now. Leo will be back next week to distribute his unique brand of dissemination of the truth. Pretty sure you'll be tuned in for that. And King Casey right now is in our green room prepping for the next session. All right, thank you again for tuning in, our valued viewers. And just so you know the format, usually what we do is we present certain topics, interesting things that impact our communities every day. We also discuss certain current events. It allows you time also after we've done discussing these things for you to take the time to chime in and let us know how you feel about the subjects. Before we get going with the first subject of the day, I want to start out with just a couple of current events. Now, it's some things I've been thinking about since I've been watching the news and been seeing a few things. Sometimes I hurt myself. Now, I don't know what's going on with today's athletes. It just seems to be this thing with grabbing and juggling another man's junk. Now, Doc, I don't know, hear me out here, but Dwight Howard, man, he one of the hometown homeboys, man. I don't understand, man, what happened? I mean, you walk up on national televised TV and you pretty much juggle the man's junk. Now, I don't know what's going on, man. Has it gotten that bad, man? Are you into the bookies and the loan sharks, man? I mean, did you put all your money and your pay on the Atlanta Falcons? You must have lost the bet or something.
Watch yourself now.
Hey, man, hey,
leave my bird alone.
Team, but hey,
leave my bird
you know what
alone.
I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. It was also I believe some college football players. It was a college team, I believe, the other day. Similar situation. And it troubled me because it used the normal, the guys tackle each other, the guys on the ground, guy made the tackle, ref blows the whistle. Play is done. All right? But inadvertently, this other player walks up, reaches over conveniently, and he just starts juggling. I don't understand it. I mean, I've been in a lot of huddles. I played a lot of football, and a lot of crazy things get said in those huddles. But I'm just trying to understand what play did they call. What did they call in that huddle? You know what I'm saying?
Pretty sure that one part of the play, bro.
Yeah, but grab his nuts on three. Grab his nuts on three. Ready? Break. I mean, I'm not getting this. The last current event I just want to touch on. Y'all guys can let me know how you feel about it. But it's the Offset and Cardi B. I know that's kind of getting to be a dead subject now. Cardi B loves to talk. She finally said after about the 10th infidelity, I think she called it quits. So Offset, to be honest with you, I kind of chalked that up as a victory for the men because I found out that Offset owns 150% of everything. 100 of his and 50% of hers. And I was like, oh yeah, finally the men got one. But reality sunk in, and what I remember is that they just had a brand new baby. And you know what? I think it's cheaper to buy a Tesla than have a baby and pay child support every month on these people this money. Man, this guy got some big money now. But I don't know how your guys feel about that, man. But those are some of the things I just wanted to kick off. Y'all got any inside of that, or you want to kick it on?
On the Cardi B joint, my thing is like this. I don't even understand why Offset would get married if he know he's not going to be faithful. That's my point on it. I mean, I'm not against him doing him. If that's your thing, if you want to be with multiple women, do you, bruh. But why get married unless y'all talk about it beforehand and she cool with that? I mean, I'm not that sharing type, so my woman couldn't be with nobody else or I'd break her neck. But I don't get it. I don't even see why would you get married if you're not going to be faithful. Why would enter that institution without honoring those vows? Or did y'all make those vows? If y'all committed, if they said from the beginning, we gonna do us, but we gonna be together, then that's cool. But I can't see it.
Yeah. Well, I always thought when they first got married, first got together, that it wasn't going to work. And the reason why is because they were playing checkers instead of chess. They wasn't looking at the long run. They wasn't looking at how their lifestyles would match up. They wouldn't, and when I do mean lifestyle, I kind of mean like him loving multiple women. She went from basically being a stripper to a rap superstar, so she's in a different element as well. And so they kind of superstars, and they find themselves in the same lane. And what happens a lot of times is they feel like since they both stars, both mega stars, they both on the same level, let's not date. Why not date? Why not be together? Why not get married? But, each artist got their own full responsibilities of what they need to do, and sometimes that's not going to be great for a relationship. And they never sat down and thought about not only just what you were saying or what you were saying about being faithful if you going to have multiple women, but the fact that your lifestyle and your workload is so vastly different, you see. So I just think that they really didn't take the time to see that what they were getting into was going to be more complicated than what they thought it was.
Gotcha.
Well, we want to go ahead and jump into this first topic of the day. I want to set it off just to let y'all know again the format. We're going to go ahead and present the topics, kind of have a little round table discussion about it, and then once we're done, that allows the interaction and the comments to come from you, our valued viewers. So please don't hesitate, chime in at any time.
Well, the two jokes kind of does fit into the main topic. The main topic is the emasculation of the male, meaning the feminization, meaning the taking away of the idea of what a man is and what a man should be. Now, that's the broad topic. We'll be hitting on several topics under that. But the whole grabbing a man, fondling another man, you didn't see that with Dr. J. You didn't see that with Michael Jordan and Dominique. But now it's almost a social norm. I'm still trying to understand the men wearing their pants below their butt. I mean, if a man stared at me anywhere from my navel to mid-thigh, we probably fighting. I'm just being realistic. But now, it's cool. It's the in thing. I just don't understand it. So our topics, emasculation of the man.
I really, I didn't see the Dwight Howard thing, but I have heard different things about the brother. But for us, the funneling of the balls and stuff, that's kind of new to me. But I would say when we play football, if you did a good play, we will smack another dude on the ass. So I don't know if that type of stuff done evolved, because it's been over 20 years since I played football. So it might have went from smacking the ass to playing with the nuts. I don't know.
Can't see it, bro.
I really don't. It could be a new thing or the fad now. It wouldn't be something I would want to do or go to that level with it. But like I said, I haven't played sports in 20 years. But when I did play back then, we smacked on the ass. You know what I'm saying? Another man. And somebody could look at that at the time and said that was gay. Why would you do that? You see what I'm saying? So I really don't know enough to comment about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the new fad, even if it is, it's not one I would really support. But if that might be something like what it was back then. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know for sure.
I got it now. I mean, I can tell you what I attribute the slap ass to.
Okay.
Now, now I can tell you it's just kind of because we looked at pretty much like we stallions, we horses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
we hogs or whatever the analogy may be.
Right.
So even I have a Rottweiler, and he does a good thing. I get him, I pat him real hard.
Right.
It's just one thing. But
right.
I mean, but. I don't too much ever pat him and then start grabbing him. That's just the separation from the two. You go from slap ass and escalate all the way to junk juggling. I can't get it, bro.
Like I said, I ain't saying I agree with it. I'm trying to find some type of reasoning behind it. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm trying to find the reasoning behind what would make them go from the slap ass into the nut grabbing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to work with them just a little bit, okay? to me, whether something is right or wrong, it might just follow me here. Whether something is right or wrong, there's still a right way to go about doing it. Even if it's wrong, there's still a right way to go about doing it. So what I'm saying is that, damn, man, juggling in the locker room. Y'all got about 15 to 30 minutes halftime doing the speech, reach back and do, hey, you know what I'm saying? If you know,
I'm going to say, don't
TV.
juggle it. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, you know, I mean, if that's your personal life, keep your personal life to yourself. But, and to me, it all falls down to the social norms. I don't think that that's a social norm. I mean, you don't see that prevalent in the NBA. That just was a one-time thing. Regardless, I'm not with it. I just can't see it. But again, I realize that my lifestyle of growing up and the lifestyle today are drastically different. So what are we doing with the man? I mean, coming up, Flip Wilson, the comedian, was the first man I've ever seen in a dress. And you know, I would see people laughing at it, but even as a kid, I thought it was weird. And my dad's told me that, you know, I've always had some kind of angst against that look or that behavior. Although I don't down anybody. I don't look bad on anybody for what they do. I just feel like certain things should be private, I guess, you know.
Geraldine.
No, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Like, you see, most movie stars nowadays, they're trying to put them in dresses. Dave Chappelle, they wanted to put him in a dress, and he wouldn't do it. And I commend you for that, Mr. Chappelle.
Yeah.
But
they took him all the way to Africa.
I ain't mad at, you know, any other ones who did, but I just can't see it.
He got hard.
I just can't see it.
He got blacklisted to some degree. He didn't win any awards of all the work that he put in. And pretty much it seemed like to me that he had to end up having to play a dirty cop or a bad guy in order to actually get that, you know, to land that.
But
piece of hard.
But he in Hollywood, he still had to be a powerful dude to continue to work in so many movies without putting that dress on. So you gotta know Denzel. Yeah. So even though it's a hierarchy over him, they can blackball him on some levels. The fact that he's still been in a lot of movies and still doing well without having to bow down and put that dress on, let you know he is one of the unique ones that was able to escape that pressure.
Well, in that era when he was coming up, hi Laura, in that era when he was coming up, they didn't do that. I mean, you didn't see Morgan Freeman, Denzel, you didn't see Rudy Ray Moore, who was a comedian, you didn't see people of that era doing that kind of thing. I mean, Anthony Fargus did it.
I didn't never know many of them that may have been in the closet out that dressed up a whole lot.
Well, see, I don't think a lot of the guys are quote unquote in the closet. Right. I mean, it would really shock me to find out that Martin Lawrence or I can't think Jamie Foxx were in the closet. I just don't see that.
Well, see, like I said, I'm from Hollywood. I'm an actor. I've been in the industry almost 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, you don't have to be in the closet sometimes. You have to really know how the system works in order to continue to work, you know. So you may be compromised as a man. That doesn't mean that you're in the closet, but if you still want to work in this industry, I still might need you to do something against your manhood one night at a party so I can get you this other role or so you can continue. Not saying that that's what Jamie Foxx or anybody else has done, you know, but I'm letting you know that it's out there like that where it doesn't have to be in the closet. It's a thing that you need to do if you want to continue to get money on my block. You understand what I'm saying?
Forgive me for asking, but what does compromise compromise your manhood entail? Because
I think you would probably already feel.
If you're talking about some gay stuff, I couldn't see it. My career would last this long because I couldn't see it.
That's where you wouldn't believe what certain people would do behind closed doors in order to continue to be famous without other folks knowing that it happened. And so when they put that dress on you sometimes, it's a signal to the other elites that we got.
Whoa.
Or he's silent amongst what we do. It's a lot of weird stuff going in Hollywood, way beyond your imagination if you don't believe that going down. It's really tricky. You see what I'm saying? I know this not just from I'm being outside. I come from Hollywood, so I've been there for years. So I'm telling you, it could be really, really trippy when it comes to, especially when we're talking about the emasculation of the man and stuff like that. Hollywood is real trippy like that. So you got to really be overstanding of what's really going on behind the scenes and how many celebrities you look up to that you would be appalled if you knew what they have done behind closed doors to stay relevant.
What effect does that have on young men, though?
Well,
you know,
see people committing suicide all the time. You think people in Hollywood committing suicide and they famous for nothing? What would make you commit suicide and you got everything you wanted? You famous, you got fans, you got money. Why are you taking all these pills trying to kill yourself?
There's no happiness.
yeah, I would think it's happiness.
No happiness if you got everything that you wanted to do and be everything you
Well,
wanted to be. If it wasn't something behind the scene that was going on that you could not take to the point that you want to take your life.
That's
and when
deep.
you can put all that together, you can understand then that people are doing some way crazy things that's being marginalized, abused, everything to the point that people want to take their lives after they done committed that act or sold they soul to the devil, as most people would want to kind of put it.
That's
You know
deep.
what I'm saying? So what? It's a different reality of what people, TV, what you think it is and what it really is behind the scene are two different things.
It's a shit business too.
Yeah, but that's
Depends on where
with
you
just
are.
about a lot of other entities in the world. Things ain't really what you think they are when you really get into it.
Smoke and mirror.
Smoke and
There's a
mirror.
lot of that out there.
Yeah.
But that's why the thing we discussed briefly, before we came on about the situation with Kevin Hart.
Okay.
The comments that somebody dug back, I don't know how many years back, but I got to tell you, yes, I'm not insensitive to those certain things. There's a lot of things I'm damn sure not desensitized to, but I always heard there's a time and a place for everything. And I would say for comedy aspects, yes, because I'm pretty sure you can dig up a whole host of comedians who've come across, those who are long gone, and they've said a lot of things. Red Fox, Wanda Page, Richard Pryor. If you've ever listened to any of their albums, well, many of y'all haven't. Listen to the album, go get it on tape, something like that, iTunes, and you listen to the stuff, y'all would not be able to take it. So it's a big difference now. But hey, I think Kevin Hart might have lost a gig on that, man. I think he was supposed to be hosting a show or something. So one of the award shows. So see, you got to look at that. So what is being said? But maybe it's that. Maybe he just screwed up. Shouldn't have said what he said however long ago, and apology didn't matter. Or, maybe somebody just exhausted with watching Kevin Hart movies. They about tired of him. I don't know.
Kevin Hart right now is the man on top. And I applaud Kevin Hart because he's bringing up people besides himself. That's one thing I definitely like about him is he's not just talk. He does his stand-up, but he does shows, and he's putting other people on. He brought on, can't think of her name. Tiffany Haddish, exactly. Thank you, Miss B. He brought on Tiffany Haddish, and Tiffany Haddish's story about her being homeless and all that is like, and for him to bring her on, I just think that's great, and I hope he brings on a lot more. Look for me, I'm right here. Just let you know.
But Miss B, about Talk Show Diva, she's keeping us in line, y'all. Just let you know that.
Also, to get back on topic though, with the emasculation of the man, then I'm gonna say all of this, it kind of leads to not even necessarily a homosexuality so much as feminization of the man. Because I'm not going to say that all homosexuals are not masculine, but to feminize the man and for it to become a social norm. How was that so easily done?
Well, the reason why it was so easily done, kind of in my opinion, is that I found out that the entertainment industry is heavily ran by gays. And if you have the industry heavily ran by gay people, then they can also control the narrative, they can control some of the agenda, they can control some of the content that's put out into the world to see. And that what can influence a normal man or regular man to kind of be influenced by this sort of stuff, because when you see things on television, you think that the public is accepting of it, or this is what the public is wanting, as opposed to knowing that it's being dictated to the public. And so when you realize the industry and the amount of gay people that run it, then you can kind of understand how that agenda gets played out.
Well, see, my thoughts, man, a little bit deeper. I'm not going to try to go do too much of that, talk y'all ass with. But I don't necessarily believe that it's necessarily run by gays. I believe that the gays are an opportunity for the wealthy. What I'm saying is that, as Marlon Brando put it, he wasn't gay, but he had gay sex. Okay? What I'm saying is that you have, I believe you have those who are born or really feel that way. Okay? They really, truly, internally are that way, versus those who just like to be freaks and be wild and just do some crazy shit. And they take advantage of it because it's a lot of money there. I saw an election, okay, that was pretty much bought and sold for $1 million the previous 8 years. Okay? That support did a lot. All right? Well, we'll come back after this break. Thank you again for tuning into the talk show Kings TV 1061 in Douglasville.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.